Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video, we are going to be showcasing a dominant PIDGEOT team that helped me climb to number 260 in the world on the Go Battle League leaderboards. To be fair, it's still pretty early on in Season 9, but I haven't made it to the leaderboard since Season 3, so seeing my name up there is pretty cool. Now, the team that we're running consists of a PIDGEOT lead, Dugong save switch, and a Whiscash closer, and I believe it was originally featured by Oxford U, so I will have a link to his channel in the description. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches, and let's take a look at some of the games that helped me climb onto the leaderboard. Hopping into the first match here, picking up a pretty neutral lead, we have PIDGEOT into Cresselia. Now, Cresselia, since in the Great League it typically runs Grass Knot, can be a little tough for our backline, but PIDGEOT does handle it fairly well, as we can tank this Moonblast. We're not too worried about that damage, and we're going to be going straight for the Brave Bird. Now, this will be doing massive damage to Cresselia. Cresselia will not be taken out, but now we can safe switch into the Dugong, and my opponent decides to throw their energy. This is perfect. I often use Dugong as an energy sponge because it is so incredibly tanky. And now the opponent does bring in a Registeel. So definitely a bit of a mistake in my opinion for the opponent to throw the Grass Knot before bringing in Registeel, because Registeel does have a very nice matchup against Dugong, so that chip ends up really being some wasted energy. Registeel able to take me out, but now we can bring in the Whiscash, and this is our dedicated steel counter. And since we were able to icy win them once, a Focus Blast shouldn't be doing too much to us, just under half, which is nice. And now we're going to farm up close to 100 energy and begin to unload Mud Bombs. With this team, energy management on Whiscash is very important. As you can see, I overfarmed. I was a little worried he was going to get to another move, so I opt to throw, but we have a bunch of stored energy. Now, if the Cresselia comes back in, they threw and switched out, so they should be close to energy dry here. So I am going to overfarm by 4 mud shots and throw the Mud Bomb. And this should be taking them out, although they shield, and now I'm going to be going for another Mud Bomb here, so we're going to get the second shield or take them out. They decide to let it go, and they have a Shadow Nidoqueen in the back, so things are looking good for us. To be honest, at this health range, we kind of need to shield up the Poison Fang. Now we're going to bring in PIDGEOT, and their win con here is probably just to attempt to Poison Jab all the way down, but that allows us to get to a Feather Dance. We go for the Feather Dance. They thought it was a Brave Bird. They shielded up, and we have the Mud Bomb loaded, so all that energy on their Shadow Nidoqueen goes to waste, as we are going to be able to take them out and get the win. So careful energy management on Whiscash there allowed us to get the win. You love to see it. Hopping to the next match, another pretty nice lead to see. This team, especially the backline, really likes to see Nidoqueen, as all of the teammates have pretty decent matchups versus that Pokemon. They go for the Poison Fang, we let it go, and now we're going for the Feather Dance, and we are this time hoping to get the shield. Feather Dance, we get the shield, and now we're going to safe switch into the Dugong. My guess is they are probably going to be Poison Fanging us before they switch out. Go for the Poison Fang, and now they bring in Hypno. Now Hypno, since they brought it in, probably does have Thunder Punch, which is a little tough, but we do have shield advantage, and we can start to debuff them to make their attacks do even less. A Thunder Punch will not take us out from this range. Again, Dugong is absurdly bulky, and thanks to the debuff, it's now even bulkier. We're able to land a second Icy Wind, and we're trying to get to another one, and we're just not able to get there, which is unfortunate. I'm recognizing that I will probably want to Feather Dance something at some point, so I am going to bring in the Pidgeot. I was actually going to try and snipe, but unfortunately, they recognized what I was doing, and they were able to throw the Thunder Punch. In comes the Nidoqueen, and now I'm going to bring in the Whiscash. Now, Whiscash here will have to tank a move, but it's just the Poison Fang, so we're okay, and they have a Whiscash of their own. And since our defense is lowered, they can just go straight Mud Bomb, whereas here I'm probably going to be trying to go for the Blizzard, as Blizzard is more energy efficient in this matchup. Going for the Blizzard, it lands, that does some nice damage there, which is fantastic. Now we kind of do have to shield here, but our switch clocks should hopefully be misaligned, so we are going to be going for the Mud Bomb. And this should hopefully draw that last shield. It actually does not, but we're able to switch into PIDGEOT and snipe it, and we're able to get to the Feather Dance. And Feather Dance should be lowering their attack by 2 stages here, and the opponent recognized that they no longer had a win con and ends up conceding the match. So a bit of a hectic end game in game 2, but we were able to get the job done. All right, Obstagoon lead. Now, our Dugong definitely does not want to see this, so that does make it a little tough. We are going to shield the first one and go for the Feather Dance. and I'm really hoping that we do get a shield here. That'd be really, really nice to see. Unfortunately, they call it, and now they're going to save switch into their Nidoqueen. And here I am going to be going into the Whiscash, because since I have seen Obstagoon and a Nidoqueen save switch, I am expecting that there could potentially be a Golbat in the back, and it's an Obstagoon double poison strategy. And if there's a Golbat in back, I want to save my Dugong. So that's kind of my thinking there. They actually throw a Poison Fang, so they probably should have committed to the Earth Power, as I would have had to throw, and since they don't commit to the Earth Power, I'm able to farm all the way down, and now we leave with a Blizzard. And Blizzard, unfortunately shielded. I probably should have gone double Mud Bomb there. We are going to bring back in the Pidgeot. And Pidgeot, we do have to shield up this Night Slash, but they have a lot of energy. We're able to get the Gust through, but this Night Slash will hurt. Night Slash, and I'm going to bank the move and switch, and they have a Shadow Kanto Ninetales in the back, so unfortunately I read the team wrong. If it was the Golbat, we would be in perfect position here, but since it's the Shadow Kanto Ninetales, things are now suddenly a lot more difficult. We are able to get the shield, but unfortunately the Ninetales is probably going to be able to take us out here. We do have a loaded move on the Pidgeot, which is very nice. And as you can see, we're not able to get there. We have the Brave Bird loaded, but the question is, can we survive 2 counters after our defense has been lowered? We take them out, and it's a tie. Oh, man. An incredibly close game. Unfortunately, I just misread the back line, and that ended up costing me. Hopping in the next match, really nice lead with the Shadow Machamp. They save switch into Registeel. So right away, I'm thinking that this could potentially be a Shadow Machamp double steel team. We have seen those quite a bit in the Open Ultra League, but this would be the first one that I have seen in the Remix Cup, so we'll have to see there. Going for the Mud Bomb, does a nice chunk. We're going to overfarm again. Energy management on Whiscash ends up being very, very useful, so we're able to overfarm, farm down, and leave with the Mud Bomb loaded. They bring in the Shadow Machamp. Little bit of lag there, come on, and we're able to both catch up on energy, and now I'm going straight for the Blizzard, trying to do maximum damage, and it lands. It takes them out, and they have a Melmetal in the back. Now this could look rough, as unfortunately our steel counter is dead, but here's where Pidgeot and Dugong can really take over. We're going to shield up the first one and go for the Feather Dance. Now the beautiful thing here is we're going to be able to lower their attack by 2 stages, and now we're going to bring in Dugong, and you know what? Let's lower their attack even more, while we're here, right? So we're able to lower their attack by 2 stages. They're going to be able to get off back-to-back moves. Honestly, that's fine by me. Dugong is very bulky, and their attack is 2 stages lowered, but what's better than 2 stages? Let's make it 3. And they're forced to start shielding Icy Winds. Their attack is now 3 stages lowered, and here, at this point, I have a tough call to make. I decide to let it go, and we are going to trust in Pidgeot because this gust damage will really add up. Their attack is 3 stages lowered, and here I am going to shield this up because I did get to the Feather Dance, and Feather Dance will be able to reduce their attack, normally by 2 stages, but since they're 3 stages debuffed here, this will just take them to 4, and since their attack is 4 stages debuffed, Pidgeot now able to survive whatever they throw at me, including the superpower, and we are going to be able to take the game. So that game ended up working out pretty well for us, as we were just able to debuff the final steel type and get the job done. Hopping into the next match, we have a Pidgeot mirror match. I am going for the extra gust, and we get it. That is very, very nice. They do go for the Feather Dance, which does lower our attack, but I'm going to be going for the Brave Bird. Let's see if we can do maximum damage here. Brave Bird, it connects, and it takes them out. They have a Mawile. We are going to safe swap into the Dugong right away, and we bait out a Whiscash. Now this is a pretty okay matchup for the Dugong because the Whiscash is forced to throw the Mud Bomb instead of the Blizzard, so that works out pretty well for us. And the fact that we can just keep debuffing them and just making their life worse and worse. But as you saw, that Mawile that switched in is actually an Ice Fang Mawile, so things are looking incredible here for us as Shadow Mawile gets absolutely destroyed by our Whiscash in the back. Again, farming up and able to get to the Icy Wind, so they could potentially be banking up a bunch of energy, maybe trying to switch out. They do shield up, they switch into the Mawile. As you can see, it is the Ice Fang Mawile, and I'm pretty sure Ice Fang charges very slowly. This should just be the power-up punch. That's fine. And before we take any extra damage, I definitely should have farmed up more there, but we will go for the Mud Bomb that takes them out. And the opposing Whiscash just has a lot of ground to cover here with 3 Mons left to take out. We no-shield the Mud Bomb bait, and the opponent sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. All right, hopping to the next game. We have Pidgeot into... Oh no, I went into Open Great League. Oh no, Pidgeot into a Azumarill. My team really has no counters for Azumarill, so this is really not good for me. I am going to shield up the first one, and we're going to be going for the Feather Dance, trying to lower their attack, and just, oh my goodness. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have been playing Remix. Have you accidentally gone into the Open Great League, and how did that go for you? Things are looking pretty rough so far. We do lower their attack, which is nice, so we can tank an Ice Beam now, and now we're going for the Brave Bird, going for the kill shot, trying to take them out, and we're able to take them out. That's huge. They bring in an Umbreon, and now I'm going to save switch into the Dugong. Now, Dugong will have to absorb some damage here, but that's what Dugong is here for. It is so bulky. Foul play, just doing absolutely nothing, and let's start debuffing their attacks. Icy Wind coming through, begin to debuff, and they have a Drapion in the back. And a Drapion in the back should hopefully be pretty good for our Whiscash, because Whiscash and its Mud Bombs can absolutely tear through Drapion. We are going to be going for the Icy Wind, just trying to get that debuff and just waiting for our clock to come back up. Our clock not up yet, and we are going to be wanting to preserve the Dugong for later. We are going to be shielding this up, and now we can bring in the Whiscash. And are we going to commit all the way to the farm down? That may be the play, because I believe they're still switch locked in here. Come on, Whiscash, and we're able to farm down. Now they have 2 shields, so we're going to be building up to the Blizzard and going for the bait to start trying to get the shield, and we get the shield, okay? And they get to move through. This is fine. Umbreon doesn't hit very hard, and Whiscash, while not as tanky as Dugong, is pretty tanky. And now we're going for the Blizzard, hoping they call the bait, trying to do massive damage, and it lands, so we have a shot to win this game. Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, we're not quite able to get off that Mud Bomb, so we are going to be taken out by the foul play, but we have a move loaded on Dugong. Let's lower their attack. All right, this is still going to be tough, though. We may have to execute a sack swap here, and we're able to catch on to the Pidgeot. Can we actually win this game with a Remix team in Open? And yes, we are able to clutch out a win against a team in the Open Great League with a Remix Cup team. Let's go. All right, hopping in the next match, we have Pidgeot into Frostlass. Now, Frostlass is a definite core breaker for this line. Frostlass is somewhat tough to deal with, but the nice thing is, a lot of the Mons at least can soft lose to it and do pretty okay. So we do have to shield the first one, and now we're going for the Feather Dance. We get the shield, which is very nice, and now we're going to try and catch, and we catch onto Dugong. This is double resisted and double debuffed. Avalanche does absolutely nothing. Unfortunately, they do have an Obstagoon in the back, so things could get tough here, as Obstagoon is going to be able to spam out these Night Slashes, and they get the boost. Oh no, this is not good at all. We're going to be going for the Icy Wind, so now they're only 1 times buffed in terms of their attack, but that buff means they're able to farm me down, which is very, very unfortunate. I kind of do need to shield here. So we are going to be shielding up the Night Slash, going for the Feather Dance, and now we should be able to take them to 1 times debuffed here, which is nice. They throw, I get the Gust through, but odds are this Night Slash may end up killing me, which it does, and now we're going to bring in the Whiscash. And a nice little bit of stutter lag there, but unfortunately they are going to be able to get a move off against us. That gets us pretty low, but now they bring in an Alolan Muck, and we have a lot of energy, so maybe there's a shot here. We need to be very careful and overfarm as much as we can. It is a Poison Jab, Alolan Muck, and there's a bunch of mutual lag. And so unfortunately I'm not able to time my Mud Bomb super well. I just throw it when I'm able to. That's going to be taking out the Alolan Muck. And now they should have a low health Goon and a low health Frostlass. They bring in the Frostlass. We're able to get to the Mud Bomb since we were able to overfarm. And now can we Mud Shot down the Goon? And Whiscash able to 1v3 in the back with no shields and get the win. Alright, hopping to the next match. Empoleon is another tough Mon for this team. Typically, since we are ABA weak to Empoleon, I will often stay in. because Pidgeot can tank a Hydro Cannon, and before we get taken out, so long as you don't lag, you're able to get to the Brave Bird. Now, Brave Bird will put them deep into the red if they decide not to shield, which is fantastic. And now we can pretty safely come in with our Whiscash, and they should not be able to get to a second Hydro Cannon. Now they bring in Frostlass, and as you can see, I'm loaded on energy, and this is exactly where Whiscash can be at its most dominant. It charges very quickly, but if you give it a ton of energy and we're able to play for the extra mud shot and sneak it through, then Whiscash can be incredibly deadly in the end game. Again, we're over farming by a lot. We want to keep our opponent guessing as to how much energy we have. We get them low. I'm going to over farm by 2 more just before they get to the Avalanche, and we're going to be trying to force the shield here. 1 more, catch on a Dugong, and unfortunately they saw the catch coming. They hold the energy, and they will be able to Shadow Ball us. So that is less than ideal, but they have a Unova Stunfisk in the back, so we have life here. Unova Stunfisk is exactly what we need to see in the back, as both of our back 2 Mons have play against it. We have to shield up the first discharge, as once we are able to get off this Icy Wind, we will be able to survive the second one. And the nice thing is our switch clocks are misaligned here. So what we're going to do is we're going to be able to get off this Icy Wind. Icy Wind should get the final shield, then we can aggressively switch into the Whiscash. Unfortunately, I actually throw a mud shot by accident there, but we're going to be able to take them out. And now in comes the Frostlass. Frostlass gets mud shot down as well, and we're able to get the win. Hopping in the next match. All right, we have Pidgeot into Cresselia. We saw this in match number 1. This is a pretty okay matchup for Pidgeot, and it is all going to depend on whether we go for the Feather Dance or the Brave Bird. We are going to tank it. This time we go for the Feather Dance, so we are hoping against hope for the shield. Feather Dance, and it goes unshielded, so a big misplay by me, but we're able to catch the debuffed Moonblast onto our Dugong, where it's going to do absolutely no damage. Unfortunately, our Dugong gets punished by an Obstagoon switch-in, so this is not a winning matchup for Dugong. We're just going to try and debuff as much as we can before we get taken out by these counters. So I am going to be going for a second Icy Wind here. Icy Wind does do a decent chunk of damage, lowers their attack, and because it lowers their attack, they get nervous about getting hit by a second one and actually decide to throw energy. So this works out really, really nicely for me, as I'm going to bring in the Pidgeot, and we're able to get to the Feather Dance. Unfortunately, I don't think Feather Dance will KO here. It just doesn't. I try and snipe with a mud shot and accidentally catch a debuffed Night Slash. So definitely a misplay on my part, and they bring in Cresselia. So bringing in Cresselia has me hopeful that maybe they're weak in the back to Whiscash. We get a shield as well, that's really nice, and we're able to get the extra mud shot through. So things are hopefully looking up for us. We shield the Grass Knot, and again, we're over farming till right before they get to their Grass Knot and throw in the Mud Bomb. Unfortunately, this will not do enough to take them out, and we're able to get the extra mud shot through, but we have to respect the Grass Knot here. And what's in the back? It's a Hypno. So things are not looking great for us. If they have Shadow Ball, this could be GG's. We're able to land the Blizzard. We have to carefully count here, and we're able to catch. Did we catch the Shadow Ball onto Pidgeot? And we did! We catch the Shadow Ball onto Pidgeot, and now we just have to try and get off as much damage as we can. So they're on their 3rd Confusion. It's 1 more to another Shadow Ball, and we are going to be able to throw the Mud Bomb here and take them out, but Cresselia is still alive in the back. Now we are going to need to try and get there, and we get to the Mud Bomb. That will take out Cresselia, and again, Whiscash with the aid of a Sack Swap, closing strong. All in all, if you're looking to climb the ranks and make the push to Ace Rank, I believe this is a very strong team for the Remix Cup. As this team, well, I mean, it took me to the global leaderboards. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.